thank everybody for tuning to a special edition of Steel City Sports. I'm your host, Luther Dupree, joined as always, Smoker Jim Frazier. As Obama phone, Ralph Williams is on the mic, Big Rome, and we got Bub Filmer. What's going on, fellas?
Hey, it's great,
good, man.
All right, man. Listen, we're doing better than Tomlin right now.
Live and dangerously local.
Yeah. We're living better than Tomlin right now. He's on the hot seat, man. We're going to get into all that, but just wanted to talk to you guys, see what's going on. But first, let's get it started. Fillmore, you had something you wanted to say, man. What's on your mind?
Yeah, man, I want to give a Pittsburgh spotlight moment to Josh Gibson, right? We all think right now that Barry Bonds is the home run king with 762 home runs. But looky here. The Major League Baseball Association, they allowed Negro League numbers and stats to be included in their numbers and stats now, which should make Josh Gibson the home run king. And they credited him for 166, but actual numbers 800 and above. So we need to celebrate this. We didn't have a festival. There was no parade. There was no shout out about it. This should be screamed from the black and gold rooftops of the city. We cannot forget there were 10 times. I think the Homestead Graves won the championship 10 times.
Right.
And he was the MVP. Matter of fact, his first game, he was in the stands. The catcher got hurt, and they put him in the game. He was in the stands, and he made history ever since. Put Josh Gibson's name on top, man. Celebrate that man. He is the home run king, Josh Gibson.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. Smoking Jim, what you got for us?
Hey, great job, Fillmore. His great grandson does a great job of keeping his name out there in the foundation, Sean Gibson.
Right.
But, hey, I told you guys, man, from day one, that Terry Smith was going to get that Penn State job.
It's not.
You guys, nobody believed it. Now everybody is on the bandwagon, man. It's in his job. I don't believe what the media is saying, be right and all that, man. That's Terry Smith's job. Hey, listen, I wasn't going to say anything, but, there's so many people that watch this show that always want a Dallas Cowboy and George Pickens.
Here you go.
Hey, look here, man. That guy.
Oh, God. You love George Pickens, man. Is that your son?
He wasted no time.
Dallas Cowboys beat the two teams back to back that played in the Super Bowl last year, Philly and the Eagles. So watch out for the Dallas Cowboys. Super Bowl is not out of the question.
Oh my God!
Hey, listen, but what I want to talk about is this. I've been saying it all along, and I see nobody want to give me credit. But hey, I see it all along that Armani is more talented than Avonworth. I said Armani is better coached. They got the better athletic director. But I said the hardest thing in life to ever do is not win a Super Bowl, not win a World Series. It's to win the WPIL championship. Because it's not physical. If it was physical, Armani would have ran away with it. You almost got to live a monk's existence when you want to win a WPIL. Man, you got to give up. Anybody that say they enjoyed their high school years never won a WPIL championship. Man, you got to cut off all the girls. You got to shave. We shaved our heads for that mohawk. I never went to the cafeteria.
Is that why you wear a hat now?
For football season, man. I would eat, sleep, and drink football. I didn't even know homecoming was a dance until 10 years after I got out of high school. You got to almost sacrifice your high school enjoyment years to win the WPIL championship. That's why Avonworth, we got a bunch of guys that's Division III that is
Division III.
Their coach was Division III. I watched him. He was the first coach at Woodland Hills. I watched him quarterback. Coach Hill ended up getting a full scholarship to Grove City College. And Westminster used to kill him. But hey, listen, Avonworth, teams like that, Hopewell, Knox High School, back in the day, Mars, and beat those teams. You can't go to recruiting visits. You can't go out with all.
Here you go with that, Jim. Everybody does the recruiting visits.
Yeah, they do, and they don't win the WPIL. You got to live amongst the eat, sleep, and football. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's what you got to do to win the WPIL. I guarantee that Avonworth would win, and I say you still can't give me credit.
Well, yeah, I give you credit for that, but you also said Fort Cherry would win, and they didn't even make it to the WPIL championship. So it is what it is, Jim. Yes, Avonworth, I hope they do pull it off. I saw them on the field. I told you I was there last week with the guys, and yeah, they got a real line. They have some good athletes, and they're to beat. And they've been marking this game for a whole year. They get a rematch tomorrow, and hopefully they can pull it off. So I'm excited for it, Jim. So you were right about that, but you were wrong about Matt Sag and Fort Cherry. All right, let's get to this, man. December 3rd, got to give a lot of credit. Ziggy Moore, he announced that he's going to North Carolina State out of Woodland Hills. And my guy Scoop Smith is going to Miami of Ohio. You see him in the picture as well. A lot of great things happening. West Virginia did better than Penn State. Jim, you said Penn State that Terry Smith would get it. It's a job nobody wants right now. You know, they have the 120th ranked team as far as recruiting. They did horrible. And you see James Franklin took a lot of those players with him. Another guy, Matt Sag from Fort Cherry, he flipped. I thought he was possibly going to go to Virginia Tech with James Franklin. West Virginia opened the bag for him, and he's going to West Virginia. They also got a running back, and they got a guy, Hollywood Johnson. He's a quarterback, two-sport athlete. So they really opened up the bag. Pitt didn't do a good job. Again, they got no 5 stars, 1 4-star, and a bunch of 3 stars. Glad they did pull the trigger and get Deron Barksdale from Still Valley, but still poor effort. They're going to continue to struggle against the better teams. But look out for Franklin. He's here. You know, Virginia Tech went from the 100th and 20th ranked team to now they're a top 25 in recruiting. And he wasn't even there 3 months. So look for James Franklin to have Virginia Tech back in the running, trying to win that ACC title in no time, Jim. Bad move by Penn State. I wanted Terry Smith to get it, but if he gets it, he's not going to have the athletes to win at Penn State, and he's not going to be there that long. They had a horrible year with recruiting. People were turning them down left and right. And if they were going to name Terry Smith the coach, they should have done it from the very beginning. Also, real quick, I want to thank everybody who donated to Steel City Sports World on Giving Tuesday. The nonprofit reached their goals. So we'll continue to hand out the trophies and do our mentoring program. So that being said, man, we got to get into it. Steelers took a bad loss, and we got to welcome Pensman Sports jumped in here late with us. Thanks for coming through. We took a bad beating. They were chanting "Fire Mike Tomlin" in the stadium. We've never heard that before. Players were quitting. Guys, we got to get into it. Big Rome, let me let you jump into it first. What are your thoughts?
It's a disappointing state of affairs. Anybody that ever went to the Steeler game, if you ever heard Renegade,
yes,
like I did for the first time, the amount of chills that I had, it's indescribable.
Right.
From what was being told that they booed during Renegade, that might be the first time that they ever did that. That's a turn that I've never seen in Steelers history as of now. Like I never went to a game in the 80s or the early 90s. So I can't describe the Bubby Brister days. I can't describe the Mark Malone days. But
terrible times.
It's a terrible times. And this right here this is my outlook on it. I'm going to be honest with you. I am a Tomlin fan. What I'm not a fan of is his coordinators. And I'm not a fan of the selection of coordinators that he had over the past couple years. I think that it's going to be a real problem if he tends to stick with these coordinators. Because
they're gone. The question is he going?
But the writing should have been on the wall already that they should have been gone. There should have been on point with it already. Like the amount of output that's coming from the offensive and defensive side, pre-snap reads,
Right.
is so disappointing from a layman.
Mm-hmm.
Of me just watching the game without any input and seeing the pre-snap needs and saying they're going to get joked on this play. They're going to get joked on this play. And they're playing their people out of position. They talked about it last week. I've seen it this week. And these are games that we were capable of winning. And a coordinator is supposed to make sure that we take that next step in the second half. We went into the locker room with a lead, and we came and got blown out. That's a coordinator issue, and that's a coaching issue. And I don't think that they're going to be around for long. But if they are, I don't expect Tomlin to last for long. I don't think they're it.
Okay. All right, let's jump into the comments, then we're going to go through the panel. First, we got Eli Deco. Thanks for checking in. Rome, look behind you. Okay. Abraham Rodriguez. All right, what's up? Destiny's in there. And we got Eli. He says Tomlin is done too. Ooh, okay. Go blue. All right, the nice one. All right. Eli, Arthur Smith is trash. I've been saying it, but players got to play. True. I've been saying it before he came from Atlanta. That was the wrong move. So, I definitely agree with all that. Let's jump in Fillmore, and then we'll go to Smoke and Jim, and we're going to continue with the rest of the panel. Fillmore, give me your thoughts. One, will he get fired? That's the first question I got to ask you.
No, he will not get fired. No, the Rooney's will stand pat. He will finish out his contract. This may be his last contract, but he's not going to get fired. But he will allow him to move coordinators, and Terrell Austin has got to go. Eric Bieniemy is somebody's running back coach somewhere. Bring Eric Bieniemy on as the offensive coordinator for next year. But right now, we cannot fire Tomlin. Right now, the reason being, we're one game away from winning the division, being on top of the division. So I get the frustration, people. I understand the vitriol and the venom and all that bravado and vigor we had. Fire Tomlin, but when? Now? No. We are one game away. Now, there's a lot of veterans on this team. They need to get their crap together, right? And then let's see what they can do with the push. But the Rooney's aren't firing Tomlin. They're going to give him a year. The rest of this season and his contract, but his coordinators are gone. This is what they're on 2 years, and Matt Canada is gone. He's not coming back.
Arthur Smith.
Thank you. Same thing.
You can't tell. They both suck. They're both the same.
They both run jet sweeps for the wrong people.
Right. Hey, listen. I want to listen. First play of the game. I knew we were in trouble. Look at Joey Porter. Gives up the corner. Listen, you could say the scheme is trash, which it is, but these players aren't making it. Look at Patrick Queen right here, running himself out of the tackle. Look at this. That's unacceptable. That's not a middle linebacker for the
Steelers. Running away from the play.
Running away. Yeah. Listen to this. Exactly. Look at this hole. Look at this hole. Nobody's getting off of blocks. Look at T.J. Watt getting blocked by a doggone receiver. $41 million for this? Yeah, why shouldn't be getting pushed like by a tight end like that? Look at that hole. We could put a Mac track and look at T.J. Watt walking down there. That is unacceptable. Once again, they ran the same 3 or 4 plays the entire game. You could say it's scheme. They have guys in position. Look at T.J. Watt. Gets boomed out of the position. Look at that. Nothing. I could run through that. I'm running a 4.9 right now. Maybe a little slower, but I could run through that. Look at this. Once again, nobody's getting. Look at T.J. Watt. Got pushed all the way into the nose tackle. Look at that. These guys, the guys who are getting paid aren't earning their money. You talk about Hayward. He had all that energy and fire. Look at this hole right in the middle. Black gone. Harrison is gone. Look at this again. I mean, who can't run through that? This guy, the backup running back, had 43 yards all year. The second half, he had over 60. This is unacceptable. And now, not even just a run. Now, you say it's the scheme, which I agree. Terrell Austin couldn't spell cat if you gave him the C and the T, as Smoke and Jim would say. But look at this. They run a basic pattern. No, nobody's on the tight end. Watch, they just sit. So there's one wide receiver open. Is that scheme or is that somebody not running out to get the receiver? Yes, everybody runs just at the goal line. Tight end spreading out. Harrison doesn't move. The corner's stuck. And now if you run it back, look at the other side. Keon Coleman, who catches the touchdown. Why is Asante Samuel 10 yards in the end zone? He can't possibly make this play. And again, we have a free rusher on this as well. As you'll see, Brandon Eccles is going to come free, and he jumps. But there's two guys wide open. Josh Allen could throw it to either one of them, and it's a touchdown. Is that scheme or these guys not making the plays? I mean, it's bad all around the board. But guys, you got to call out T.J. Watt. You got to call out Hayward, Patrick Queen. All those guys aren't earning their money. They're making business decisions. They're not trying. You could say it's the scheme. Okay, the scheme is garbage. But you didn't have to have a scheme to stop those plays. It was a basic power run. And guys weren't getting off blocks. Guys weren't, Porter, you got outside containment. Why are you in a safety position and give up the whole side? That's unacceptable. But, let's keep going. Ralph, let's get you on here. Then we'll get to Jim and Pensman. Go ahead, Ralph. What do you have on this, man? I'm hot. Watching that game was disgusting.
Okay, first of all, I want to add something here about Terry Smith. Terry Smith may be forced to take that job because
it's a
Penn
bad
State
job.
right now is having issues trying to get a coach in there. All right, every time they try to hire somebody, the university that the coach is at gives them a pay raise.
Right.
Penn State's been having major problems trying to get a good quality coach in there, and Terry Smith may be their only option. That's the way I'm looking at this right now. All right, next, the Steelers. Luther, you pointed everything out right to the T. All right, I've been on it on TJ Watt as well. I've been on Patrick Queen, overpaid. Highsmith, overpaid. All these guys are overpaid. Cam Hayward cried for money. All right, do nothing. And you know what? I have something I call same shame. And what I mean by that is when you keep doing the same thing, and shame on you for doing the same thing. And then you keep doing the same thing, and you keep getting burned. You keep having egg on your face. Look, Mike Tomlin's not going to get fired, but I'm hoping and praying that Art II goes and does that little tap on the door and says, I want these coordinators out of here at the end of the year. All right? Tomlin will not get fired. He will, as Fillmore said, he has, 2 years on his contract. It'll be 20 years, okay? I predicted that this will be his last contract. I said this many times on programs, on my shows and everything else. This will be his last contract. But the coordinators are going to be out at the end of the year. Art II's going to have to go down and tap on his door and say, I want these guys out of here, and I want some quality coordinators in here. Because Mike Tomlin has yes men. He doesn't want anybody that's smarter than he is in here. And that's why Aaron's in the
listen, I'm not going to agree with that. Listen, Ralph.
No, it's the truth, Luther.
No, it's not the truth. It's not the truth.
He doesn't
Are they going to pay top-notch for a coordinator?
Yes, men.
Now, listen, do they have the highest paid coordinators in NFL? No. Is that his decision? Is he controlling those pockets? They have to pay big money for a better coaching staff. Period. I don't agree with these hires. I didn't like either one of them.
I don't like them either.
But
Terrell Austin was fired with Dan Campbell in Detroit.
He was fired at Cincinnati. He was terrible everywhere he's been. He's 60 years old. He needs to get on with his life work. I agree with that. But to say that he doesn't want to listen, they brought in Brian Flores. But Minnesota opened a job. I said the Steelers should have never let him leave.
Yes, absolutely.
But again, why did he leave? Why did he leave? He left because of money.
Yeah, well, he left there.
Defensive coordinator job. That's unacceptable. And we got to talk about the talent that Omar Khan is bringing in.
Yeah, he's not bringing in any talent.
It's not enough.
We don't have a second receiver.
We expected. Yeah, and it's been like that for 2 years now. I'm really upset. Real quick, we do have a question. I'm gonna let Jim and Pensman answer this first. Does this loss raise bigger concerns about Tomlin's approach to offensive defensive identity, or is it simply an execution issue? Smoker Jim, you've been kind of quiet. I'm gonna let you jump first to this, and I'm going to Pensman. Go ahead, Jim.
Well, I used to follow Claudio, man. I follow Claudio, Homer, around.
Well,
You
well,
know,
all of us not there. All of us come on screen, Jim. You would have called in like it's 1940.
I never know when my number's gonna be going. And hey, I love Ralph, but y'all go out of your way and not give me credit. I said from day one that Terry Smith was gonna get the job. Now Ralph say he the only one.
He's the only one left. He's the only one left, Jim. Nobody wants it.
Everybody said I was crazy. The best coaches I ever seen in my life, other than my head coach, Pete Anna Marino, is Coach Fran at Armani and Terry Smith. Them guys can coach, man. And Penn State is going to win a lot of games with Terry Smith, and he'll get some recruits in there. But anyhow, let me just say this. Something else you guys never give me credit for.
Jim, you want somebody to kiss? Oh, my goodness. You want somebody to kiss the ring every show. Make your point.
I said in the preseason, the Steelers defense was soft and cheesy. Defenses win championships. That defense don't hit nobody. They go out of their way not to hit nobody other than Ramsey. You know, and a couple other guys, Peyton Wilson. You know what I mean? Man, this is a soft and cheesy defense. It's a bend but don't break defense, but they can still come together. If they got talent, they got to keep working. Fillmore said it best. Pittsburgh Steelers in first place, baby. You can say what you want. Your best chance to get to the playoffs is to win the division, and they got the Baltimore Ravens twice. I predicted back in August that Derrick Henry will break the NFL rushing record, 300 yards against the Steelers.
You called that.
He can do that, and the Steelers may still win because Baltimore don't got no quarterback that can complete a pass accurately. But I'm gonna just end with that and let Pensman go.
All right, real quick, let's jump into this. Tomlin is a micromanager, Mr. Steeler fan. Thanks for tapping in. Hey, make sure you call the show, 412-530-5063. Steeler, man, you telling me Tomlin had no part in Johnson being traded and Pickens being traded as well? I think if it was up to him, he would have kept Pickens. You know, he was trying to work with them, bringing them over for Thanksgiving dinner, but I think the leaders and the organization were tired of him, and it was out of his hands.
Smoking Jim's having him over for Thanksgiving next year.
Right. That's why Jim didn't make it last show. George Pickens was at Jim's house.
George Pickens.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. He definitely was a part of it, but I think
he finds with him in Monroeville.
Tomlin is the reason those two players are gone. Oh, I don't know about that.
No, there's a deleted
their attitude and their effort were the main problems.
There's a deleted Twitter and Instagram message from the confirmed George Pickens post saying, "I forced little buddy to trade me."
I did hear
so,
that. I did think that too.
So Pickens did his dirt, man. He didn't want to be here no more. Look, you can't stop a donkey from being an ass. You know, he's going to go.
I like that. That's true. That's true. And listen, if you're a receiver, why would you want to come here and play with Arthur Smith's system and the oldest quarterback? I mean, come on. Why would you do that? Jacoby Myers had a choice to go to Pittsburgh or Jacksonville. He chose Jacksonville. Florida weather, no taxes, and a young quarterback instead of coming here with the oldest quarterback in the league and Arthur Smith. So, I mean, you know, there's a lot of things. Let me get Pensman in here. Go ahead, Pensman. What you got?
I'm going to comment on Mr. Steelers fans, and I appreciate his comment. But Deontay Johnson, if you watch how he played, he caught the ball, he spun around, and he looked like he was like a dog looking for a place to take a shit. So instead of moving the ball forward, he spun around and he just that's all he did. So with the Steelers did a great thing of getting away with Deontay Johnson. But if you wanted my point of view is Mike Tomlin's not going to get fired. The Acrisure Stadium can get as loud as possible. They can boo Renegade. I don't know why you would boo at that, but they're not going to fire him. The Rudies are too there. They're going to run the contract. I've been saying this. I can't stand how they're losing. The fans are just getting frustrated. I get it. They need the offensive coordinator. I'm saying, Ralph, don't chew me out on this, but I've been saying that bring in Chip Kelly because of Will Howard. Get Will Howard in QB1 and get Chip Kelly and be an offensive coordinator. Have Ohio State reunion back.
Oh,
So
didn't he
that's
just get fired? Didn't he just get fired? The Raiders fired him.
Chip Kelly is
And-
not trash.
Oh,
You had me at the
Chip
field
Kelly
goal,
is not trash.
Who did
Had a
go?
little inside when you said that right there. Oh my goodness.
He's
Chip
not
Kelly
trash,
is-
but he is waste management. That's for sure.
He works for the Department of Sanitation. Absolutely.
Him and Will Howard would be good.
Well, listen, we don't know what Will Howard has.
Him and Aaron Rodgers wouldn't be good, but him and Will Howard will be.
Listen.
I'm
Rodgers
sticking
is
to
washed.
it.
Aaron Rodgers is washed. He's definitely
Oh,
washed.
we know
Listen,
that.
They had Matt Canada for Kenny Pickett's offensive coordinator. He was at Pitt, and it didn't work.
Something needs to change. So bring in Chip Kelly. Bring in Brian Kelly for defensive coordinator. See what happens.
Eric Bieniemy is somebody's running back coach right now.
And Eric
Bring in
Bieniemy
Eric
is
Bieniemy.
arguing already with somebody. Listen,
This is-
I'm one of them.
This is the problem that we have in here, that we have to spitball these also rans into trying to squeeze them into coordinator positions. The position that Tomlin's in, and if they don't make one of these coordinators the heir apparent, we'll never get anybody top notch. We're just wasting time at this point. The only way that we can get in somebody like Buddy Johnson from Chicago, or somebody of that caliber, is somebody going to say, here, this is your job after this year. This is your job in 2 years. He might be young, but he has to have talent. And nobody's going to come up here without getting that ring or in writing that they're going to get him up here. Defensively, I don't know what's going on with that. Somebody's going to have to come in here and show and prove. But offensively, if they don't get that ring stating that they're going to be the next official head coach in this place, we're going to have a hard time getting anybody a hero talent. And that's the problem.
Okay.
Can't do Chip Kelly.
All right.
I'll turn my back on the scene if they bring Chip Kelly in here. We're done.
Yeah. We don't need a Chip Kelly. I'm absolutely off Chip Kelly, man. I'm mad. That got my head hurting, Pence, man. Chip Kelly is not the answer anywhere on an NFL team, and the Raiders just proved that. For real.
Where's comparing that
Kingsbury?
to the Raiders? The Raiders don't have anybody.
Listen, well, they don't have him. He's part of the reason. Geno went from a competent quarterback at Seattle to now he's looking worse than Aaron Rodgers.
Where's Cliff Kingsbury at? Where is he at?
He's in Washington. He's the offensive coordinator.
See, we're doing that again. Cliff Kingsbury ain't it either. Stop that.
There's a lot of
I'm looking for better.
Jim said that Jalen Daniels was going to go down this year, and it was going to be tough for him this year. And look what happened.
Ralph predicted it with the sophomore slump.
It's injuries. He didn't play but hardly 4 games. It was injuries. I mean, you can't.
Claudio's buddy Marcus Mariota was the quarterback.
Oh gosh. Hey, listen, guys. So, question. All right. So I think most of us has answered it. Pensman, you said he's not going to get fired.
He's not.
No,
He's not.
He's
Big
not.
Rome, he's not. Listen, I think he's earned it, like,
as loud as they can, but they're not going to. It's not going
the
to.
Steelers don't fire. He still has another year left on his contract. The question is, does he want to come back as a lame duck coach, but I think he'll walk away on his own terms. He'll have new coordinators next year, and I think maybe will he go into broadcasting, or will he sit back and wait, or will he go to another team? But when your
Can you imagine him being a broadcaster?
Team quits on you. What'd you say? Yes, but what'd you say?
Him being
Can you
a
imagine
broadcaster.
Tomlin as a broadcaster?
Hey,
I think he'd be.
all you got to be is an athlete or an ex-coach, and you're a broadcaster.
Hey, he's
That's what you
following
gotta
Bill
be.
Carver's
No matter how
footsteps.
bad you are.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Friday.
Question.
Yeah.
Listen,
You
Hey,
can wear a
wait, hold on.
That's
Wait,
it.
we remember Bill Cowher's conferences.
These
We
guys.
remember.
Right.
We remember Bill Cowher's conferences was nails on the chalkboard. Don't act like Bill Cowher was a great vocalist or something like that.
Right.
He couldn't speak for crap.
Right. Here's the thing. Bill
Yeah, so
Cowher
you
was
got a
spitting
speech
on
pitch,
reporters then. He was on reporters then, and now he's part of the media, and you can't even tell he was the chin spitting on players, reporters, everything.
Yeah,
Grabbing
don't
guys
do
by the
that.
shirt. Listen,
And he said he doesn't want any other coaching job. He loves what he's doing. So there you go. I watched the interview. He loves what he's doing.
Absolutely. Listen, man, number to call 412-530-5063. We got to jump back. Jim, we don't want you to start crying or anything. Give me your thoughts on this game. I think you had the Bills winning. You and Pensman are the only ones who took an L on this game. Pensman, I don't forget you had the Steelers.
I had Buffalo.
I had
course.
Buffalo. Yeah, but you're an ultimate homer, Pensman. I'm starting to see that. Jim, your first reaction.
At least I'm known for something.
Yeah.
You gotta be known for something.
First of all, again, the white media lead y'all around like the
Hey, I'm part of that white media.
white media.
Well, we got two guys from the white media, Jim. Just make your point. Why you not so white?
They've been saying for months that the fans could cheer fire Tomlin, Coach Tomlin. So that's why they did it. It's because of the white media. Also, the white media told you that Hayward got mad because the quarterback punched him in the stomach. Listen, Hayward got mad because Josh Allen kicked him in the stomach. He kicked him in the stomach. He didn't punch him.
So make a sack. Hit him legally. Jim.
Listen,
Come on, Jim.
Let me finish. Mike Tomlin and I used to be friends.
It's hard to imagine. And I see why you're not friends now. Go ahead, though.
Mike Tomlin, to my knowledge, has never lied to me. And Mike Tomlin told me to my face that he would never do TV. So TV is out for Mike Tomlin. He told me, man to man, he would never, ever do TV. I got to take him at his word. Just like I took Le'Veon Bell. I was the first one 2 years before Le'Veon Bell left the Steelers. I told you he'll never play for the Steelers. He told me face to face. Some of us go into the locker room when it's the odd day for them to do interviews. But anywho,
Smoking Jim is like the soldier boy of sports media. I'm the first one.
Jim. Give me a reaction.
The reaction to what? They got your butt kicked.
Okay. And you were wrong. Your prediction was wrong. So own that L, Jim. And did you see a lot of? Okay, well you cried about everything else. Own the L. You have no reaction to that? Well, set us up for this Ravens game. All right, we got
again. Derrick Henry's gonna run like a madman, and the Steelers got the advantage because Lamar Jackson can't throw. So it's going to be a close game. Whoever won it the baddest, and I think the Pittsburgh Steelers can beat them.
Wow. All right, Jim. You went all over the place. Let's get Fillmore back into this, man. Fillmore, preview this game.
Oh man, I'm telling
Jim
you,
will
man.
have us all over the damn place, man. With it.
Because Smoking Jim
is about white media. Then he's crying about black media. He's crying about Jim, man. Come on, man.
He's the soldier boy of sports media. I'm the first one that did it.
Right.
I'm the first one.
I'm still looking for that Lusty Pearl class action lawsuit.
Right.
Trying to make a connection over here because
no, but the Steelers Ravens game. Oh man, I'm with the Steelers on this one because it's a have to game. So I gotta go with them. They have to win. If they lose this game, they're down a game and a half. And they have a tough schedule coming up, even tougher than the Baltimore Ravens. So they gotta win this game.
Is it tougher?
So,
how?
You think it's tougher?
I said there's two games that are tougher than the Ravens. Not saying their schedule's tougher than the Ravens. They have games that are tougher than the Ravens.
All right,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
their opponents.
You got yourself out of that one.
Yeah, their opponents are tougher than the Ravens, right? So the Ravens is going to be one of their easier games compared to the other teams. So they got to win this game right now to get on top and to stay on top. So as a homer, I'm rocking with him. I gotta pick him because I gotta root for him. And I'm not like everybody else that's saying fire Tomlin right now when they're a game out of first place. That's crazy to me.
Okay.
Not,
As you
not
see,
really,
they got
but
the Ravens.
it's gonna take.
Now, Philma, they got the Ravens, the Lions, the Browns, the Dolphins, and then the Ravens again.
I'm going to say this: Detroit is beatable.
That's very winnable.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope so.
Detroit is playing for the life. That's going to be tough.
Those will be 9-8.
Dolphins is a winnable game. Browns, you know the Browns, even though the Steelers have a history of losing.
Hold on. Shador's playing. Don't forget about the America's Great one.
Hey, listen.
Hey.
Hey, I wish the Steelers would have pulled the trigger on that. Really.
Thank you.
I do.
Shador's better than Cam Ward. Tell you that.
Not with Arthur Smith.
That's true. That's
You got
true.
a point.
With
No,
this
when
high
I-
school with this high school playbook, okay.
Yeah, but I think he still could have succeeded, even with this playbook. But go ahead, Ralph. Your thoughts on this Ravens Steelers game?
All right,
Your
this
thoughts.
is the true thought here, or the true fact here. John Harbaugh seems to make dumb decisions against the Steelers. You ever notice every time he tries to go forward on fourth down, the Steelers stuff him and they make him eat it. So I think what's going to happen is this is going to be a dogfight. Steelers might pull this out by about 1 to 3 points, like they always do, because everyone, and you've seen it over the years, has been a dogfight, regardless of where it is, except for the playoff game. But 90% of these games between the Ravens and the Steelers are dogfights. And if you ever notice, John Harbaugh has a bad habit, and Todd Munskin of trying to out-coach everybody, or they overcoach or whatever they do. As Claudia would say, they get cute, and then they end up having egg on their face. So I see the Steelers possibly winning this game by 2 or 3 points. It could happen, and that's if they can stop Derrick Henry, which they can't even stop a backup running back from the meme machine. So there you go.
All right, let's jump back in here. Musical Mate, what's up, Musical Mate? Steelers will be 9-8.
Yeah, 9-8.
They will beat Ravens at home, win against Miami and the Browns, and that might be enough to win the division because the Ravens have some tough ones. Jermaine.
And that will be eliminated in the first round.
I don't know. All right, Big Rome. Did we get your thoughts on this? Yeah, Big Rome. What's your thoughts? Preview this game.
I don't know. It's tough to have faith after we've seen the last couple games. Good thing is that they're away from home, so they don't have to deal with the crowd, which is a beautiful thing. So
no more fire Tomlin this week.
I think that's a good thing. I guess you think that's a good thing not to hear about your own crowd booing you.
And I get to watch it on CBS instead of YouTube TV because I live near the Ravens.
Woohoo!
That's a good thing, man. I appreciate that. I hope you're up with a spot if you wanted to really look at it. Listen, I think they're capable of pulling it off. I don't like what I see from Jackson. Do I have faith that they're going to have a game plan good enough to pull us off? Not really, but they're capable because their backs are against the wall. And like I said, I don't believe in what if you put it in Jackson's hands to pass the ball to beat you, I think that we got a chance. If you give up the run and we give up 200, 250 yards rushing, we're not beating anybody. So,
right.
In my opinion, I think that the Steelers can and will win. It'll be a tight game, but I wouldn't be surprised either way.
You look at this game, both teams are struggling. AFC North might be the worst division in football at this point. I never thought at the beginning of the year.
Next to the NFC South.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah.
They're both pretty bad. They're both pretty bad.
Right.
9-8 Todd Bowles.
But the Ravens, listen, after I saw Thanksgiving, I'm off the Ravens right now. Everything was there for them. The Bengals put it on them. Lamar Jackson does not look right.
Nope.
Receivers, I was never impressed with his receivers. Zay Flowers is pretty decent. Hopkins is old. Still has good hands, but he can't beat you down the field. Derrick Henry. Now, he could be a problem, but, earlier in the year, he was having some fumbling issues. Butterfingers. Hopefully you get that version of Derrick Henry.
I like
if we get that version of Derrick Henry, I like our chances. But
Can't
That's
lay a
funny.
finger on my
Baltimore
butterfinger.
and Baltimore, they Steelers usually split with them. I'm thinking they may go down in this game, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's
All
going to be a dog.
It's going to be a dogfight. Let's get LD, then we'll bring in Smoker Jim. LD, what's going on, LD?
Yeah, I wanted to call because I got a couple questions for you guys.
All right.
All right.
I was listening to a national show today, and they were saying that Lamar Jackson is really injured. He's not been playing well. I haven't seen him much this year, but do you guys agree with that? They said something's wrong with him.
Absolutely.
He's not 100. He's not 100.
He's got steroiditis.
Listen, he came back. I don't think his leg is healthy. I think it's still not 100%. And then I don't think he has confidence in that offensive line. He's getting hit more than he's gotten hit in the past.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of things. He can't get out there because of his leg. And his accuracy has not been good at all. He's had open receivers he's missed.
He had Mark Andrews wide open that one time against Cleveland. 20 yards down the field.
LD, what else you got for us?
Just before I called, I was looking on a computer and I saw a notice saying that Watt got injured at practice today, and there's a chance he might not be ready to play on Sunday.
He was limping on Sunday on the way out.
He didn't play on Sunday anyway. So,
Exactly.
what's the difference going to be? We saw, as we showed it in some of the highlights, he was, jogging down the field half the time, getting blocked by backup tight ends, backup offensive linemen. So I don't think he'll be missed that much, honestly. And he's not selling out. Patrick Queen has a hip injury as well, but those guys aren't playing well as we see here. But yeah, I did hear that there's some injury concerns with TJ Watt, but he hasn't been playing well at all. That $41 million, as I said at the beginning of the year, was going to be a mistake, and it's proven to be that.
A lot could be said about
Yes,
that.
TJ Watt has a toe injury. A toe. So there you go.
Good, LD. What'd you say?
I just hope he's able to play. I mean, you're paying him all that money. He got to be on the field at least in the biggest game of the year.
He's got to be able to. He's got to give all effort. I want $41 million worth of effort. I mean, to have a game where I have the same amount of impact as TJ Watt, 0 tackles, 0 sacks, 0 assisted tackles. That's unacceptable. And they're running to your side of the field the entire game. Yep. That's a problem. And nobody in the media is calling them out for that. Zero plays, 0 sacks.
You know what you're seeing, though, and what I'm seeing? I can see there's on some points that there's effort. I'm seeing scheme-related activities. Some of these linebackers aren't filling the holes they're supposed to make. The front line is supposed to make the running back flow to the middle linebacker. So I'm seeing these middle linebackers getting caught up on every single play. So we can have people who are doing Superman type stuff on the line. We don't have a Garrett on this team. We don't have a Garrett that can hop, skip, and a jump and spin around 3 people. We got people when they do a sound defense, they can make some plays, but when push comes to shove, everything is supposed to flow to the middle linebackers. These middle linebackers ain't getting the job done. And what is that? That's a scheme thing. You're not giving a scheme. Go ahead.
I told you that Patrick Queen couldn't get off the block with Star 82.
That's what I'm saying. But we're jumping on Watt's back. I'm seeing him play because I look at him extensively because I want to know why he's not getting off the line half the time. He's getting chipped twice every single play. You know what I was scheming around that?
Listen, man, I don't want to hear all that. Miles Garrett.
He's supposed to set the edge.
Parsons.
They're different players. It's outside.
Everybody gets chipped. They still make
outside linebacker versus a defensive end. You can shake your head all you want. This is what I'm telling you. If you rush 4 people and they have 6 people blocking, you have a 245-pound outside linebacker who's blitzing in versus a 280-pound defensive end. Different players. I'm not taking them off the hook. Don't get that twisted or messed up.
That's what it sounds like.
What I'm saying is You would scheme better to get him them one-on-ones more frequently. And the Pittsburgh Steelers don't do that. They refuse to do that. They rush for every single play. And this is what happens. They have a tight end that'll chip every single play. And you expect him to get in there if he gets stripped every single play. He's not built like that.
Do we not remember T.J. Watt said he didn't like to move around a lot, but then this year he said he would? Some of that is his choice.
Luther, I got you. I got you right here, Luther.
You can't have a game with no tackles or no sacks or no pressure or no assisted tackle.
Like I'm saying,
Luther, I got you right here. I got you right here.
Crosby, come on, man.
I'm just going technique, right? So in the 3-4 defense, the outside containment is on the outside linebacker. TJ cannot set the edge. He cannot. They kept doing counters back to his side, going through the 8. That's him. That's him. He cannot. He is not setting the edge.
Blocking TJ Watt, a wide receiver. That's a lack of effort. All right. Now, I showed that play for a reason. There was a daggone linebacker weighed 210 pounds blocking him, and he didn't get off, didn't get into the play at all. That's effort, Big Rome. And that's what I'm saying. One thing about TJ Watt, you could never question his effort. And now you're starting to do that game after game. And nobody will call him out on it. Hey, but listen, Musical Mank says if the defense is on 40 minutes to 60, they won't beat anybody. Yes. The defense played well the first half. It was 7-3. But then that third quarter came out, and Aaron Rodgers in that offense had 3 total yards of offense. They were done in the third quarter. They were done. All right, let's see. Jay Quest, what's up, Jay Quest? Watch us win the division at 8-9, and Bumlin ends up keeping his job. Dang. I guess we know he was eating chips, apparently, because he got 19 sacks. Facts, Mr. Stiller, man. All the good players get shit. That's not an excuse. It's my man.
You're comparing somebody who's 280 to 245. They'll keep doing that. It's not the same.
I'm talking about edge guys. Micah Parsons is less than TJ Watt. But you see him making plays. You see him giving maximum effort. You don't sit with a game with no tackles and no sacks.
It's cool. Different position. I mean, I'm not going to keep on beating a dead horse.
Listen, I'm going back.
Outside runs to TJ's side. It's his responsibility. It wasn't the pass that was killing this last game. It was the run. It was running to his side. He has outside containment, and he kept getting. He could not set the edge on outside containment. That's on him.
Absolutely. LD, you still there with us?
Yeah, I just had one question. Does anyone know anything about the receiver they signed today? And I'm going to hang up the list.
Adam Thielen was at practice today already. I'm going to run a clip in a few minutes wearing that number 16. So
he's a slot receiver. That's all he is.
Listen, Adam Thielen had some years, but he's another old guy that they brought in to save the day. I do think he'll be better than Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson. Maybe.
Oh, you're finally going to take your L, Luther, on Calvin Austin, huh?
I'm disappointed. I don't know if
see.
Come to Pittsburgh Steelers.
Can't help the club if you're in the tub.
Wonderful retirement home.
Can't help the club if you're in the tub.
You know what? Hey, Ralph, that's my L too, though, because I had hopes in Calvin Austin. I took an L in that.
Now watch him go to another team and have a better. You know, I don't like the patterns. I don't like the way they're using them either.
Yeah.
You know, the pass last week, that's a pass that you throw for a guy 6'3", not a guy 5'9".
Exactly.
You know, I was with him at the first game of the season, Clearton Amani game, and I'm tired over Calvin Austin. I mean, you can't throw him a jump ball. I mean, that's not his game. He's a speed receiver. But, hey, listen, he frees up a line, 412-530-5063. Smoker Jim, jump back in this, man. I don't want you crying before we get out of here and say you didn't have your.
I thought y'all forgot about me, but Big Brown made a great point. I agree with him 100%.
Of course you would.
Look here, Lou. First Steelers may have to worry about, and I think Ralph will back me up on this, is that the Steelers might have to worry about the Cincinnati Bengals. If the Cincinnati Bengals beat the
Buffalo Bills
this week. They could run the table. They could beat the Ravens at home. They got the Dolphins. They got the Cardinals, and they end the season with the Browns. So
Yeah, they got a light schedule.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, you're right.
And I don't think this is a must-win. Luther made a good point. This is really not a must-win in the Ravens game because I think the Ravens got a tougher schedule moving forward than the Pittsburgh Steelers. If the Steelers lose to the Ravens, they'll just be a game behind. So I think the Bengals will beat the Ravens. The Patriots is going to beat the Ravens. I think the Green Bay Packers will beat the Ravens. The Steelers get them at home the last game of the season to maybe decide the division.
That's a good point.
Maybe.
Hey, Jill, while we have you on here, some Mr. Steeler fan said we need a number one.
Thanks for giving me credit, dude.
Yeah, and here's something else. Somebody agrees with you. Mr. Steeler fan, we need a number one because DK is a number two.
We're going to call him Decaf.
Number two?
We're going to call him Decaf.
DK.
DK has been number two his whole life. Number two in college.
At Ole Miss.
At Ole Miss. He was number two with Lockett at
He wasn't
Seattle.
number two with
Come
Lockett.
on.
He wasn't number two with Lockett.
Chill out. Chill out. That's too much.
DK was number one.
He was a number one for Seattle. Jim.
That's too much, Jim. That's too much.
He would have been number two this year with George Pickens.
Jesus. That's true. Now he would have been at number two. He would have been number two with GP. But it's wrong messenger.
Jim, come on, man. You are listen. Pickens would have been so mad because he wouldn't be getting the ball either. This offense is not designed for receivers to explode.
It's the same one that said when CD Lamb come back, he was going to explode. Him and CD Lamb got all the ladies in the house.
Yeah. Let's see if they can get the playoffs, Jim. All right. They got a tough game against the Lions tomorrow. Are they going to win? That's basically a playoff game. They lose, they're done. You got them beating the Lions tomorrow, Jim?
Yeah, coach, and with Detroit, that's a secret coach. You know, the media loves the coordinator. Now he want to call the plays. You know what I mean? Campbell ain't nothing but a meathead. You know what I mean? And the Lions got all the talent in the world, but they got a meathead for a coach.
Dan Campbell changed that whole team. I don't like him going for it on fourth down every single time.
Why is he doing this year with no coordinator? He's a meathead. He's a meathead, dude.
Jim, listen, he's not having a good year. I think he's doing wrong going forward on 4th and 3. He could have won at least one or two more games if he wasn't doing that crazy stuff, going for it every single time. I think you need to pick and choose, but that's how he's running his game. Listen, we got Richard in here. He says, boo, fire Tomlin ASAP. Renegade isn't even working for Tomlin. Dang, okay. Hey, make sure, go to this website, SC Sports World, get some merch, check us out, and we got Musical Mank back in here. Why can't they get Mount Washington early and often, especially since it seems like he gets better with more touches? Right. Absolutely. Yes. We see it. Why can't Arthur Smith see it? It's a disgrace, man. I don't know why anybody is thinking about bringing him in as a head coach, because I don't see his game plan. I don't see anything that he does that scheme guys open. You got a DK. He's not getting schemed open. You got Mount Washington. None of these guys. We don't even know if Roman Wilson can play because of his offense. You know, Arthur Smith was a very bad hire by Tomlin and Omar Khan and those guys. Hey, we do have a caller on the line. Tony, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I want to talk about this Mike Tomlin situation.
Absolutely. Okay.
I supported him for a long time since day one.
Uh-huh.
You know, and I felt as though the Roonies, as they did with the other two picks, with Nolan Cowher, I knew they found somebody special. And it turned out, Tomlin was a really, really good head coach. I think in the last few years, especially this year, he has been a second half adjusting head coach, and he's done it very well. Okay? But this year, I'm not seeing that second half adjustment. And
I
that
agree.
worries me. Also,
Good point.
some things that kind of shocked me as well about Tomlin. He said some things going back to the Cleveland GM debacle. I don't know if you all remember his awkward comment about their GM and him being smarter than them.
Oh yeah, about them giving Flacco to Cincinnati. Right.
Exactly. That's just not, look, as annoying as that was, from his perspective, I guess, but that's just not typical Mike Tomlin. I felt like the guard got let down. And like I said, look, he's a great head coach. I'm so happy that he's here now, obviously, but that he's been here. But I just there are things this year that not being able to adjust in the second half. The 5 games over 30 points, which has never happened under him, ever. Not a single season under Mike Tomlin has that happened to the defense. On top of the fact that they do have the most expensive defense in the league. Look, I mean, when you got all the chips on one side like that, I mean, your defense shouldn't give up 5 games of 30-plus points. Not supposed to happen.
Right.
And I look at a team like the Rams, right, who are 31st in the league with spending. Okay, they don't even spend $70 million. Their defense is lights out. You don't score on the Rams. Same with the Eagles.
Well, the Panthers were scoring quite a bit last week, but typically they're a pretty decent defense. You're right.
Right. I mean, going back to 2024 up until now, they've been lights out. So yeah, I mean, things are going to happen, but you're not going to see, a five game stretch where there's 30-plus points. Anyhow, there's just certain things that I've noticed this year, and I haven't seen it any year prior. But there's something about this year that stands out, and not in a good way for Mike Tomlin here. That's not to say he wouldn't do better elsewhere, whether that would be, calling football games on CBS or coaching another team in the NFL or in college. But I think here, it's been long enough. To be fair, I think he's the longest tenured head coach, I think, in American sports right now. Okay? So, it's not like people are saying get rid of him after a few years. He's been here. I mean, he's been here for a good bit. So, but yeah, I think there's going to be a change. I don't know if it's this year, but I think it's going to be a situation where he decides that he's done. But yeah, I think he's stale here, and I think he might be the rumored head coach. That one of the changes of senior. I don't know if you all caught that the last week. I think it might be.
I definitely heard that. You bring up some great points. My thing is, it appears that we got to see how this game plays out. If the Steelers players look like they're still quitting and Henry's running for 300 yards, as Smoking Jim says, yeah, you've lost the team. And I'm wondering, what's going to happen, because you're hearing more and more from players. Aaron Rodgers just came out, but we got to take that with a grain of salt, saying players aren't showing up for certain film room extra study, as he mentioned after the game. So we'll see if he has these players quitting. I think it's time. He's been here with the Steelers since 2007. And after a while, sometimes your message gets stale with the same organization and players. So we got to see. But I don't think he'll get fired. I think he'll be allowed to leave on his own terms, maybe a mutual agreement. I've heard people say even Tennessee Titans may be looking to get him. I don't think he's going to go to a complete rebuild like that.
I heard Penn State might get him.
Oh, I don't think he'd go to Penn State either.
I don't think so either. That's another rumor, though.
Remember, there's no alum.
Roethlisberger put that out there.
Remember, there's no alum in college football that has the money to pay him. He said, you have to give me a blank check. Remember that comment.
Right. I don't think we'll go. Hey, Tony, you bring up some good points. Anything else you want to, or anybody else want to jump in? Tony,
I think if you're saying teams, I think there's one team, and they already mentioned it. I think the New York Giants. Mike Tomlin's wife has some sort of clothing line. What better place than New York City to launch a clothing line?
Well, the prices of her clothes are probably more fit for New York than here. I mean,
it wasn't kicking in that.
Those dresses are crazy expensive. You're right. But
Tomlin wasn't making it.
I just want to point out. That I honestly think there's a chance we can still win the North, end up as the 4th seed, and get to the postseason, guys. So yeah, let's go Steelers, and hurrah to Mike Tomlin.
Hey, thank you, Tony. Great call, man. Appreciate you. All right, yeah. Tony leaves up a line as we get ready to wrap up, but he brought up some great points. Can you imagine Mike Tomlin in a New York Giants press conference? That would be must-see TV.
Oh, the New York media will eat him alive.
He gets mad at
They wouldn't.
media. He'd be going off for New York. That would
What
be
can I say?
hilarious. That would be hilarious.
Come on.
Eat him up. Oh, he would love that.
Man, Tomlin would
New
talk
York media
circles
eat him
around
up.
him. Man, Tomlin would talk circles around him. He would say some stuff, man.
Here in Pittsburgh, Fillmore, that don't mean he can do it in New York. New York's a whole different media ball game up there.
Man, he's a good orator. He's intelligent. You shortchanging Tomlin. I don't know why, but
Brian
was.
Daboll was handling the New York media. I'm sure Tomlin could do
Come
that.
on, man.
Come on.
Exactly.
Hey, listen, musical makers back in here. Tomlin's greatest success was with a franchise quarterback. So if he did leave, that's where he'd likely pick. Great point, man.
Yeah.
I agree.
There's not too many coaches walk in with a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, but how many teams have a franchise quarterback? Are you saying Cam Ward is one? Are you saying Jackson Dart is one? We don't know about either of those guys. That's why I don't think he would go to either one of those situations.
Jackson Dart might not make it for the end of the year. He keep on getting
Got a
blasted.
question.
He's
Hey,
still-
Tomlin, got a question.
He's to a 2.0. He's to a 2.0 if he doesn't change his style. Tomlin would have those New Yorkers eating from his hand. Okay, Mr. Steeler fan.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. He knows how to get them on, he sweet talk them. He do his thing. Real quick, we got one more call. Sean, real quick, what you got on your mind? Sean always called the last sec. What up, Sean?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up?
It's been a busy fall going into winter for me with the
That's
weather,
good.
with my job. Just been busy.
Okay.
All I gotta say is everybody's running their mouth about Tomlin this, Tomlin that. What if Tomlin just wants to retire? What if he don't want to coach no more? He got one kid that's in college at the University of Georgia. What if he's like, you know what? I've done what I need to do. Like Chuck Noll said, get on with life's work. What if his life's work is just, enjoy his fruits of his labors outside of coaching? He's done what he can do with the Steelers. All we can do is support them the rest of the year. They can win the division and just take it from there.
Okay. All right. So you think he's done?
I don't think he's going to coach them. Once he leaves Pittsburgh, I don't think he's going to coach anywhere else.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. You may be right. We got to see how this year is going to end, but it's, guys are injured. The offense doesn't look like they can score at all or even get, 50 yards a half. I mean, that 3 yards in a quarter was disgusting. They don't run the ball well. They don't pass. There is nothing the offense does that you could lay your hat on. And it's embarrassing to see that, they're at this point.
I think what was more embarrassing is the team doesn't have both of their offensive tackles and they just run the ball down their throats. I think that was more embarrassing than anything else.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. They ran the same play 21 times.
21 times.
To TJ said.
And
yes.
And you can say it's scheme all you want, but that was nothing they had to scheme. I mean, that's basic. It was man on man, and guys weren't, taking care of their positions. TJ Watt, Joey Porter. I mean, how many times did he get around the corner?
Too many.
Too many. It was too easy. Then they ran right up the middle. I mean, it was open both ways. Usually you have one side that you can count on. They couldn't count on anything, man, showing that. So I don't know. Do you think they are quitting? You think the team is quitting on Tomlin? Do you think he's lost the locker room?
I think I'm gonna say this. To get ran on where they did in the playoffs. Remember, Baltimore ran the balls down their throat in the playoffs, and now this just happened to another playoff team.
Yeah.
So 2 playoff teams you played with in a year span have ran the ball down their throats on you. As far as quitting concerned, I don't think they had a right defensive coordinator. I don't think Terrell Austin is a defensive coordinator, but everybody said Tomlin calls it. if Tomlin calls it, Terrell Austin need to get in Tomlin's butt and say, look, man, this ain't working. We got to change something because my job's on the line.
Yes.
Absolutely. Definitely agree with that.
So,
Yeah.
I don't think they're making a proper changes. They have to do something. As far as the office is concerned, I will say this. It's telling when Aaron Rodgers says in postgame, he pretty much calls a player out, and he called out the tight end Johnny Smith.
He was a bust of a trade. For sure.
If he makes that cut into the middle of the field was wide open for a touchdown.
Yeah.
So for a quarterback to throw a player underneath like that, and let's not forget, there's been people who's made mistakes, like in the Chicago game, wide receiver didn't move on the line of scrimmage when they made a
that was Calvin Austin, or it was the backup running back Gainwell, right?
No, that's Austin. The wide receiver has to go on the line of scrimmage. Don't put that on the running back. If you play football, you know as a wide receiver, you're the end man unless there's a tight end. You have to get on the line of scrimmage. And when running backs are moving around, they're only moving around to a certain position. They're not moving on the line of scrimmage unless they come out of a huddle. That was all Calvin Austin's fault. Don't put that on the running back. That was on Calvin Austin.
More than likely it should have been him, but the whole alignment was messed up. I mean, and Mason Rudolph should not have hiked it until one of those guys is on the line of scrimmage. So it was terrible. But they did call it on 14.
Yeah, but
the refs called it on 14 because he was at the end of the line of scrimmage. So it could have been either one of them. Somebody has to cover him up. But
Luther, listen to what I'm saying. Luther, listen to what I'm saying. As a wide receiver, unless there's a tight end on your side of the field, you're the end man. When you play wide receiver, the first thing a line judge will ask you, are you on the line or off the line?
Right, but if you looked at it, typically you're right. I would agree with you, but but on that play, Gainwell went on the outside of Austin, and I don't know if he was supposed to move up or if Austin was supposed to be up. Either way, one of them was wrong.
Yes, but even if he goes to the outside of him, wide receiver, you gotta say, I'm the wide receiver. You always gotta do that, but.
Calvin Austin was looking back because he was trying to. It was terrible. It was the whole thing was a mess. That should have been a.
Now here's the question: is Bronson Jones out for the year?
He's on the IR, so he has a chance to come back.
Right.
In 4 games, so maybe by the playoffs or maybe that last Ravens game.
The last game. Yeah.
That would be the last game. So.
And I'm gonna say one final thing because I know y'all guys got to wrap it up. Ben Roethlisberger needs to keep his mouth shut about Tomlin going to Penn State. Tomlin's already said it years ago when they asked him about the USC job. He already made a comment about that.
Right.
If everybody really want to go there, Ben Roethlisberger held his team back for a couple years with his contract. And he held the team back because when they should have cut him loose, they let him play a little longer, in which they could have probably moved on ahead of a quarterback now. So he needs to keep his mouth shut about Tomlin at Penn State. Tomlin ain't taking no college job. Right. That ain't happening. He already said it a couple years ago about USC. And I will say this about the Penn State job, being an alumni, I think they should have waited to the end of the year to get rid of Franklin because I kind of had a feeling this was going to happen because Penn State think they or something that they're not.
Yeah.
It's proof in the pudding that they don't have a head coach now, and James Franklin already got a job.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't like the way they did it.
They end up with that job.
Pardon me?
Terry Smith may end up with that job.
And then, just the whole way he got it, I mean, they're going every way but to give it to him. I don't think it's an attractive job right now because whoever gets it is going to struggle next year because they're going to lose the 2 running backs. They're going to lose the quarterback. They didn't bring in guys. It's going to be a tough year for Penn State next year. You know, I don't think that job is attractive. And I wanted Terry Smith to get named immediately. And I think now it's just not attractive for teams. The way they fired Franklin after having success but couldn't win the big game, guys, I don't think they, it's not attractive. Like you said, they think they're bigger than the program, and they're not. They're not a Ohio State, Alabama. They're not that.
Yes, and I was waiting for the end of the season to say this because I wanted to see how the head coaching job. I had a feeling this was going to happen, but I just waited. I wanted to wait to see how it would play out, and this is the way I knew it was going to play out.
Right.
So,
all right. Hey, real quick. How do you think the Steelers finished?
I think they'll finish over 500. If they get in the playoffs, they got to win the division.
Okay.
Yeah. Only way they'll make the playoffs, they got to win the division. The only reason why I'm saying that is because Lamar Jackson's not looking that impressive this year.
No, he's not.
And the Steelers always play good against them.
That's true.
So.
All right. So I appreciate the call, man. All right,
guys. Hopefully everybody has a good rest of the month of December. Enjoy your holidays.
All right. Happy holidays, Sean.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, real quick. Let's get Mr. Steelers fan. He said he doesn't want Tomlin drafting a quarterback. He doesn't develop young quarterbacks.
Absolutely. He has a point.
All right. Over the last 7 years, the Steelers should have had 3. Had their quarterback already. Lamar Jackson. He means Sam Darnold, I think. Dart. The list goes on and on. Definitely blew some calls there. And he says, Mr. Steelers fan says, Jones isn't coming back. Neck injury is bad. He got sources. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see, man. I'm hoping he's able to come back because that's a big loss. And you could tell the running game wasn't the same without him out there against a poor Buffalo Bills defense. But we'll see. Hey, Smoking Jim, any final thoughts? What do you think about Lane Kiffin? I did want to get to that, but we got kind of sidetracked. Lane Kiffin going to LSU from Ole Miss.
I don't have any final thoughts.
On anything?
I don't have any final thoughts.
All right, Jim. Thank you for your participation today, Jim. All right, Big Ro. Final thoughts before we get out of here, man.
Lane Kiffin is just an above average coordinator. I think it's a lateral move. It's good that he got to a better team with better resources, and that's going to be the game right there. How are you going to get this NIL money to chip away at different people's good players? And that's what it's basically going to come down to. But that's the game name of the game in college right about this time. So he doesn't do anything to move me. He's never had. When he was younger, of course, because you thought you would see something more. But in the past 5-10 years, I haven't seen anything that just makes me go, wow. So good for him, I guess.
Yeah. LSU is paying tons of coaches. They're paying tons of coaches, and they just brought in another guy making $10 million a year. So, wow. 3 coaches they're paying right now. So, Lane Kiffin, he did his thing with Ole Miss. Ole Miss has never had this success. I don't like the way he left the team. I know there's rumors about how he left, but LSU should have waited to the end of the year. And I agree with Ole Miss. If you took LSU job, you don't need the coaches in the playoffs in the national championship. So, we'll see. I think the Steelers will play well this game, but I think Baltimore edges them out 17-14. But it's not the end of the road because they do have the Dolphins, which is beatable. They do have the Browns, which are beatable. And then they could beat the Ravens. I think the Ravens lose at least 2 or 3 more games. Gilmore, your thoughts?
Yeah, Lane Kiffin. I just think he's ran through like an experienced hooker right now.
Wow.
He's ran all. Hey, shout out to Marshall Falk, who's the new head coach of Southern University.
Yes.
Let's say that. Forget Lane Kiffin. He sucks.
Okay.
And Steelers win 2017.
2017. All right.
Yeah.
All right. You did your pick already, right, Big Rome? All right. Great show. Appreciate you, Richard, man. Appreciate you having us on. Lane is overrated. All right, who to go? And make sure you hit the like and subscribe button for Smoking Jim, who didn't have any final thoughts. Ralph, Hinsman, Big Rome, Phil Moore, Luther Dupree. Appreciate everybody tuning in, man. Great show. Check out the website, scsportsworld.com. We'll be back with y'all next week. Peace.